Alright, on this video we're going to be talking about support crowdfunding, specifically about the compounded affiliate program and all the good stuff that comes with it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go right into it. But before we get started, I do want to go through a couple things with you. People have asked, isn't this affiliate program controversial? Well, it's not that it's controversial, but it is a uniquely different program. So what we've done is we've taken a traditional affiliate program and have figured out a way to compound the people and the funding to achieve greater results. So what is the service that we provide? We offer a license to our software with variable pricing for upgrades. Licensing software is a very traditional method of doing business. However, because of our compounded funding process, this allows us to make available massive contributions to virtually anyone's crowdfunding project via a direct payment from people who purchase the license. Also, our business model is not a people recruiting system. People can recruit all day long, but they'll never be paid for it. All contributions are paid from license sales only. In other words, our accelerator program is a proven method to help fund people's projects. So going further here, the first thing I want to let you know is that we are not a crowdfunding platform. What we are is a crowdfunding accelerator. People license our accelerator program to enhance and gain more funding above and beyond any funds raised directly from their campaign page. You see, it doesn't matter where you have your campaign located or what crowdfunding platform you're on, we help you get more funding guaranteed. Alright, now people of course do wonder what exactly are they getting with their crowdfunding accelerator license. They're getting access to our proprietary software and crowdfunding contacts, which in turn adds a tremendous impact to anyone's fundraising efforts. In other words, people will raise more money with our crowdfunding accelerator, guaranteed. Giving you some more information here. Now there are two main components to our program. There's Crowdfunding Accelerator, which is the short for that is CFX, and CFX is for typical crowdfunding projects and local business projects on a worldwide basis. Then we have our Real Estate Accelerator, and the short for that is REX. And REX is for real estate ventures and related fields on a worldwide basis. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go with some bullet points about the affiliate program. First of all, you keep 100% of the compounded funding. You'll also get 50% matching contributions, and throughout the video we'll be going through that a little bit more. You also get paid fast with your very own e-wallet and debit card. You'll have unlimited funding potential. There's really no restrictions on that. You'll also get annual renewal funding and contributions. And of course, there are no monthly fees to ever worry about. And you can have unlimited compounded subscribers, and we'll be discussing that a little more. Also, our program is available in most countries. However, we are Homeland Security compliant, so there are a few countries that we cannot go in. And also, you'll get your crowdfunding family tree organizational layout. This is where in your back office you'll be able to see all of your contributors and have additional information about them as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get into some more information about the affiliate aspect of our program. Go ahead and look at this page for a little bit. And we also, to let you know, have our video set up so that you can stop and start at any time. You can come back to this page or any other without having to listen through the whole thing. On this particular page, we're going to talk about the contributions that are made depending on which license level somebody wants to have. Now in our program, they can either earn their way to a higher license or they can buy their way to a higher license. It's entirely up to them. Obviously, as you can see here, the bigger the license, the bigger the contributions and the faster they will come. So over here we see this is like an example, license 1, license 2, license 3, and so on. Now over here, this represents, all these dollar signs here represent contributions. So when a license is purchased, there are 3 contributions made to 3 different people's projects. So with the license 1 here as an example, $5 will go to somebody's project, another $250 will go to somebody else, and another $250 to somebody else, and so on. So each time somebody upgrades, 3 contributions will go out to 3 different people's projects, helping them out, of course. All right, now as you can see here, as the licenses upgrade, so do the dollar amount of the contributions. And this is why the program really works really well, because you can either earn your way up the ladder here or buy your way up the ladder, whichever you choose, and depending on your budget. Again, as you move up the ladder and buy an upgraded license, the contributions become greater to help fund your project even quicker. In other words, what we do is we compound everything, whether it's the money or whether it's the people who subscribe to our software. We compound the people and the money, and we'll be going into that again in a little bit. So on the last license here, you can see that there's 3 contributions that are going to be made, one for $25,000, one for $12,500, and one for $12,500. Okay, so let's go into this a little further. Okay, we're getting into some more interesting stuff. So people, of course, wonder, if we're paying out that 100% like that, how is it that the company makes its money? So let me go into some details on that. You see, here's how it works. When you make a contribution, there is a one-time administrative fee. Again, this is a one-time administrative fee annually. And fees are and will vary depending on the contribution or license that is purchased. So what we're going to do here is use an example. So let's just say you want to upgrade from a license 2 to a license 3. What you'll do is you'll make 3 contributions of $50, $25, and $25 for a total of $100. Now those are the licensing fees at the license 3 level. Again, that's $50, $25, and $25. So when you add that up, it's $100, but there's also a one-time $25 admin license fee for a total of $125. Now once you have your new crowdfunding license, you are qualified to receive ongoing contributions paid to you by other contributors who also become crowdfunding license 3 holders. Now, in order to get the license 3, somebody had to purchase their license 1 first, and then their license 2, and now their license 3. So once you have your, let's say, license 3 as an example, you'll be able to get unlimited contributions on that level from that, unlimited contributions from the license 1, and unlimited contributions from the license 2. Now here's where the cool part really comes in. If you've already paid the admin fee to say, for example, have a crowdfunding 3 license, okay, no matter how many of these payments that come into you, matching contributions, earned contributions, what doesn't matter, no matter how many of these you get, you're never charged any more admin fees at that level until you upgrade or when the next year comes around. So as an example, if you had $5,000 coming in from matching and these other commissions, it could be any amount, but let's just use as an example, you're not having to continually keep paying that admin fee. So that's the nice part about it, is that the annual fee, the admin fee is annual, and you're only paying it one time per license. Okay, here's what we're going to do next. You're probably wondering, how much money can I receive with this program? Well, it can be a lot. No one knows the answer for sure because it's an ongoing thing, but here's something of an example. In the CrowdFunding Accelerator program, if you had around 1,200 subscribers, now we're not talking about gazillions of people, we're talking about 1,200 subscribers, and as they upgrade along the way, that translates into approximately $2.5 million. Now look, let's do a reality check here, okay? It's that'd be nice in the perfect world, but look at it this way. If you could get a good piece of that action for your project, business, or real estate venture, well, okay. So let's just say that figure is 90% off. Okay, that still translates into $250,000, and that does not include funding from your matching contributions, yearly renewals, and funding received directly from your campaign page. Let's go ahead and dive further into the program here. If you can go ahead and stare at the page for a second here, and we'll be doing a couple of similar pages to this, but I just want to show you something here. This is a classic one level type affiliate program. And in other words, you personally have to go out and get one person, and then you have to get another person again, and you have to do it again personally again and again. And your organization doesn't compound at all. It's just one straight across. Well, let's face it, that's not really exciting, is it? So what I'm going to show you next is a little more on how our compounding effect kicks in. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and show you how, when you add compounding to it, how the chart looks then. So in our program, it's still all only one level. But when you start compounding to people, like on the previous chart was 1, and then 1, and then 1, and 1, as you can see here, this would be just a classic example. Of course, the numbers will vary, and the time frames on when these kind of numbers come in will vary. It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, right? But I want to show you a little more here on how your subscribers, people that contribute to your campaign, and how they can actually start compounding. And then I'm going to also show you a chart on the next slide that goes into a little more detail on that. Okay, so here that goes. So if you, let's say you had one contributor, you signed up one person, and that person's a go-getter. I mean, theoretically the next day or later that day or whenever, you could then have 4 new people in your organization for a total of 5. Then you could have 32. It could be then another 24, then another 10, then maybe another 200. Again, these numbers will vary depending on the types of contributors that you have within your crowdfunding family tree. But my purpose for showing you this is that no matter how many contributors you have, whether it's 1 or 10,000, they're all only on one level. But because we've been able to compound it, the numbers of your subscribers grows exponentially, even though you may have only brought in only one contributor. And of course, the licensing fees, which helps fund your project, also start to compound as well. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and explain how part of the matching contributions work. So again, using that license level 3 again, which has a total of $100 being paid in contributions. So we're going to talk about that. So when someone becomes a subscriber to our service, again they'll make 3 contributions, and we're going to, again, like I say, use the license 3 as an example. So here we go. When a subscriber lands in your organization, either from a personal invite or from a subscriber that moved up into your organization from someone else, here's exactly what happens. So getting into that, showing you exactly what's going to happen thing, we're also going to be discussing a little more on the matching contributions. Now again, I want to remind you that in the video you can stop at any time, come back to this and so forth, because the marketing plan aspect of it, the affiliate program, is simple, but when you first hear it, it sounds very complex. And so after you see it a couple times, you then begin to really understand it. But we're going to go ahead and go into it anyway. And so we're going to start with somebody named Bob right here. Now Bob signs up Susie. Bob's first sale is considered odd because it is the odd number. In other words, Bob's first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, and so on, those would be Bob's odd sales. And then of course obviously 2, 4, 6, 8, and so it would be Bob's even sales. But let's stick to Susie here. Bob signs up Susie, and now because that's Bob's first sale and it's an odd, all the odd sales will remain in Bob's organization. So his first, his third, fifth, seventh, so on will remain in his organization. Now again, using that example of the level 3 license. Okay, again on that, Bob signed up Susie. Out of that 100, he's making a $50. He's getting a $50 contribution. Then Bob's sponsor will get a $25 matching contribution, and Bob's sponsor's sponsor also gets a $25 matching contribution, for a total of $100 paid out in contributions. Again, 3 people got contributions towards their project as a result of this license purchase. Now what we're going to do is talk about Susie now a little bit. So Susie is kind of in the same place Bob is. So when Susie signs up her first subscriber, that of course is an odd, and so that subscriber then would stay with her. Now let's talk about Susie's second sale, and we're going to name this guy Tony. Alright, and Tony is Susie's second subscriber, which makes her an even, right? And even subscribers will move up into Bob's organization. So let's talk about Tony. Again, we're talking about a license 3. When Susie signed up Tony, that's her second sale. That person then will roll up into Susie's sponsor, which is Bob. So now Bob gets the $50 contribution, okay, because that sale moved into him, and that Tony will now stay in Bob's organization. However, because it's Susie who invited Tony, now she gets the $25 matching, and Bob's sponsor gets the other $25 matching, for a total of $100 paid out in contributions to 3 people's different projects. Now here's this kind of little story how this ends up, and then we're going to go into some more pictures and so forth to help emphasize what we're talking about here. But on this final note for this particular thing right here, you'll see that in our example, if Tony, say, got $50,000 in contributions, Susie, because she invited him, would also be getting $25,000 in matching contributions, and Bob's sponsor would get $25,000 in matching contributions, and of course Bob, that pesky Bob, right, he would also get $50,000 in earned commissions. So let's go ahead and go and do the other thing here. Alright, let's go ahead and go into some graphics here to sort of detail outline what I just went through with a little more explanation. So coming up over here, we can see that this is you, and the only contributor you got was just one person, and of course that person is Bob, that pesky Bob. Okay, so you signed up Bob, and let's say Bob is a go-getter. Maybe it's a church who put this out to a lot of their people, and a lot of people signed up. Whatever the situation is, we're just going to say for the moment that Bob went out and signed up 20 people, and you can see the 20 people here. And again, this is for illustrative purposes only. But here's what happens after Bob signed up these 20 people. Now, it's not that it didn't happen until he got 20 people, but again, the even sales that Bob gets is going to roll up into your organization. So I'm going to show you how that works. Now here's what's going on with you and Bob again here. So here's what happened is Bob had 20 people in his organization, but as you can see, what happened is his even sales, all right, now have rolled up into your organization, again all on one level. So now you went from one person to having 11 people in your organization. In other words, the amount of our software subscribers for your crowdfunding family tree truly did compound. You just went from 1 to 11 as an example, even though you only had one contributor. So that's how that part kind of works. And each one of these people that you have in your organization also represents an organization within itself. So you're never having just to depend on one contributor. You're never really having just to depend on one person. So that way, if somebody puts in a campaign they don't do a lot with, you're not having to depend on that. You're depending on the volume of people that will roll up to you, because it is a financial incentive, an extra perk, if you will, for people to do that, to help out your project, and you have a financial incentive to help out other people's project. So let's go ahead and go into a little more detail. Okay, on this slide I'm just going to kind of let it run its course. Go ahead and just kind of watch that for a second there, and then we'll go into detail of what's happening. But in a nutshell, here's just what happened. Now, of course, when on the last slide when we were talking, Bob had 20 people, but then that rolled up to his sponsor, leaving 10 people in Bob's organization. Now, as those people go out and get contributors, their every other sale will move up into Bob's organization, like you see here. Their every other sale will move up into Bob's organization. And then their every other sale moves up into Bob's organization. And then their every other sale moves up, and their every other sale moves up unto actually infinity. There is no restriction on how many you can have. So literally you could start with a couple people and have, who knows, the sky is the limit, depending on the nature of the contributors, of literally hundreds of people within your crowdfunding family tree, all helping to promote and contribute to your project. Again, they have the exact same incentive that you have, just as well. So again, one more time on this concept. The idea is that if you had, as an example, let's just say 50 people, 50 contributors in your crowdfunding family tree, every time they go out and they get a contributor, every other one is going to roll up into your organization, and everyone is going to roll up, and everyone is going to roll up, literally to infinity. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and give you our disclaimer as mandated by the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC does not like any income claims, so following their lead, I'm going to read you the following. As with any crowdfunding system, you may not make a dime or raise any money for your project or business. Monies earned, if any, are all based on contributions, sales, and your business skill set. All examples given on the previous pages are not typical results. In other words, we cannot control who or who may not contribute to anyone's project or campaign. In other words, in the real world, financial gains for your project comes from hard work, not giving up, and actual business transactions. All right. Now here's a question that, of course, a lot of people ask is, why would someone want to give money to a crowdfunding project without getting any equity, especially, as an example, in the real estate accelerator part? Well, and here's the answer to that, and it's a good one. There are billions of dollars given in crowdfunding every year without any expectation of anything in return. So, example, even in reward-based crowdfunding, typically if someone gave, say, $300, what are they going to get for that? A t-shirt? So do you really think that they did that because they're getting the t-shirt, or are they making the contribution because they want to? Well, the answer is, of course, is because they want to. But let's talk about our real estate part here just for a second. There are 3 reasons why someone will contribute to somebody's real estate venture. One is to help the crowdfunding project, if they like it, of course, to help create and save more jobs. And here's the really good one, and that is because we are a crowdfunding accelerator program, the contributor has a great chance of receiving massive contributions for their project. Okay, so instead of just getting a perk of a t-shirt or an invite to a party or something like that for the contribution, they get this additional perk of actually now having their own accelerator program, and that's a huge incentive for them to want to help out other people's projects. Now what we're going to do is talk about a few more details here. Now, if you'd like more information about the admin license fees, you can just simply go to supportcrowdfunding.com website and look at the FAQ page. And when you're there, you can look at the following numbers 13 through 26. Now, there's a good chance that these numbers may actually be changed, but the license fees are located around in there somewhere. And not only will you see that information, but you'll see information about a lot of other things. Literally, probably 99% of your questions are answered there. Furthermore, we are also insured by the Hartford for $2 million. It's a liability blanket insurance policy that we have. Also, everybody needs a crowdfunding accelerator for their project, regardless of what platform they're on. And with ours, of course, we guarantee that you will raise more funding. What I'm going to talk about now is something that's a very interesting point. And also what I'm about to tell you is unheard of in this industry. With our accelerator program, you actually get more funding from the subscribers you gave to your sponsor, or we like to call the sponsor your supporter, than the ones you keep. Again, let me say that again. You actually get more funding from the subscribers that you gave to your sponsor than the ones you keep. Now, let's take a look at what this does. It gives project creators the perfect excuse or incentive, if you will, to help other project creators, not because they have to, but because they want to. Now what I'm going to do is tell you about a little something else that we've added to the program that we call the anti-blocking pay line. Now, exactly what does that do? Basically, what it does is it helps ensure that your earned contribution payments can still reach you even if someone within your organization is fully qualified. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and give you an example of that. Now, here's how it works. If you're fully qualified on all license levels, and let's just say you signed up someone named Bob, and let's say Bob decides to go all in now and is fully qualified. Here's the big question. Is Bob now blocking your earned contributions because he's fully qualified just like you? And the answer is no. Contributions can still bypass Bob and go directly to you, and your matching contributions are never blocked. Now, we installed this particular part of the program so for that very reason. So even Bob, now as an example, when a lot of his people were to become fully qualified, he's not having to worry about having commissions being blocked either. It's a complex process, but it's built into the software, and again, it works right in conjunction with people helping people through our accelerator process. So that's how that works. Now let's go ahead and do a complete recap real quickly here of the program. Remember, to get started in our program is only $15 and there's no monthly fees. Now once you sign up for that, if you want to upgrade immediately from there, you can, or earn your way up. It's entirely up to you. But here's everything that you get with our program. You get a fully functional accelerator, crowdfunding accelerator program that includes crowdfunding contacts. In other words, as contributors come on board from other people, these are new crowdfunding contacts for you. You'll get real-time paid contributions. You'll get more funding for your project guaranteed. Whether you have a small budget or you can go all in, both are available. Our program works with all crowdfunding platforms, including equity-based platforms. So even with equity-based platforms, the people that invested in that love the idea that you're able to get additional money without interfering with their percentage of your company. And that helps your company flourish even faster. So equity partners really like that. You also keep 100% of the equity. So in our program, there is no equity happening whatsoever. All the contributions you get are on a non-equity basis. You keep 100% of all the earned contributions, and you'll get 50% matching contributions on the people that you've given, say, to your sponsor. There's also yearly renewal contributions that come with it. And, of course, our proprietary compounded funding process where your contributions and subscribers to your crowdfunding family tree can exponentialize. You get instant approval for your projects. Literally, when you do is you sign up. You'll go into the back office and there'll be a field there where you'll put the destination URL of wherever you have your crowdfunding project. Is it on a crowdfunding platform? Is it your business website? Is it a Facebook page? It's entirely up to you where you want that destination to lead. And of course, our affiliates help fund your projects. That's really a very unique factor about the program. You can have multiple accelerators if you have multiple projects, but in many cases you don't need more than one, because at any time you can go in and change that destination URL. So if you did a crowdfunding project and let's say it has a 90-day term on that and it's now done, and you wish to either do it again or create a different project or whatever, you can just simply go into your back office and make that change so that you're not really having to have more accelerators unless you need them for additional projects. There are no time limits on your accelerator. In other words, this program works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you're sleeping, it's working for you. We also have it set up where you can have automatic upgrades. A lot of people don't, they say, geez, do I have to stand over my computer so that I can upgrade really quick so I don't miss out on larger contributions? You can set the automatic upgrade on if you want, or off. You can turn it off or on anytime you want, 24/7. Of course, our affiliate program is very, very strong, as you've seen from the video. And we also have a thing called CrowdFunding. And what CrowdFunding does is it helps your cause. What we do is we give you permission that as you build your crowdfunding contacts, if you want to talk to them about a licensing deal, a joint venture, or a partnership, you're certainly free to do that. And again, we get no percentage of that or anything. There's also no penalties associated with our program. With some crowdfunding project platforms out there, if you didn't raise the money you were looking for but you still want the money, you pay a penalty for that. You pay a higher fee. There are no penalties at all and in any way attached to our program. Of course, you can cancel at any time. Now, there are no monthly fees, but if you've gotten the money for your project and you're happy, you'll just simply go into your back office and you can cancel our deal at any time. There are no crowd limits. In other words, you can have unlimited affiliates, unlimited contributors, unlimited this, unlimited that. So there are no crowd limits with our program. Again, our website is fully insured for $2 million by the Hartford. It's a blanket liability, which also helps protect our people within the system. You also get that local business accelerator that's built in. So for any local business on a worldwide basis that needs more contributions, maybe they need to open a second location, maybe they need more customer acquisition, they can use our program to help accelerate that process for getting more funding for their local business. And then we have the real estate accelerator. Same principle. Maybe you're looking to get an investment property, or maybe there's a home you want to buy, or possibly a shelter for the homeless. Either way, you can use the accelerator to expand and get more contributions for your campaign quicker with our portal. And of course, this can be used worldwide. And finally, we are an equal opportunity program. Okay, everyone, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And by the way, if you enjoy helping other people and at the same time want to help yourself, then join us. It's a very cool program. My name is Leslie Rubberwolf, and I am the founder of Support Crowdfunding. And by the way, people have asked, how is it that I came up with that name, Support Crowdfunding? And the answer is because that's what we do. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. So please join our program. Thanks for watching.